Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Georgia Probe Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. We are really excited you are here. My name is Catherine, and I will be your facilitator for this session. Before we get started, we do have a few housekeeping items to note. First, your camera and microphone are off. You're muted and your video is off. The panelists can't see or hear you. If you have any questions at all, feel free to use the Q&A button towards the bottom of your screen to type in your questions to the presenters at any time. They are here, ready and available to assist. And lastly, all sessions are being recorded, including this one, and will be available at strivescan.com/probe. We are currently in session C3, where my mouse is circling, and this is also the same order of presentation. So without further ado, I'll get out of the way and we will kick it off to our very first representative from Spelman College.
Perfect. So thank you so much. And thank you to our registered students and guests for participating in this evening's session. So my name is Ms. Nayada Schuler. I am one of the assistant directors of admissions at Spelman College, as well as the admissions counselor specifically for the South Atlantic region, which includes the state of Georgia. So I do want to begin with just an overview of Spelman College and who we are. So overall, Spelman College is a historically Black college and a global leader in the education of women of African descent. Along with our recognition as a top women's college, we are also recognized among the nation's top liberal arts institutions by US News and World Report and as the #1 HBCU in the nation for the past 15 years consecutively. Additionally, Spelman is a part of a consortium of colleges known as the Atlanta University Center, or affectionately known as the AUC. So the AUC is the nation's oldest and largest associations of historically Black colleges, marking over 90 years of excellence in higher education. In terms of the student body at Spelman, so our student body is comprised of 2,100 students from 42 states and 18 foreign countries. And as a small campus community, our students have access to an intimate classroom setting. So our average class size is 23, and our student to faculty ratio is 11:1. And then last but not least, Dr. Mary Smith Campbell serves as the 10th president of Spelman College. And prior to her arrival to Spelman, she was actually the former dean of the Tisch School of the Arts at NYU. So under her leadership, she has not only emphasized the arts within the liberal arts curriculum at Spelman, but she has enhanced the way we view the arts within the liberal arts curriculum as well. So just a little more information about Spelman and specifically our location in the city of Atlanta. So Atlanta is a city known for its vibrant art and culture scene, in addition to the variety of social opportunities that our students have within the city of Atlanta. Atlanta has an international business footprint as well. So while the state of Georgia is home to 18 Fortune 500 companies, 16 of those companies are located in the city of Atlanta. In addition, Atlanta is home to the world's busiest airport. And then last but not least, as I mentioned, we are located in the Atlanta University Center, which gives students access to a larger university setting, although we are a small campus. So our students can cross-register at Morehouse College, Clark Atlanta University, and also take part in their events and traditions as well. So in terms of points of pride, there are so many reasons why our community is proud of our institution. And these are just a few of those points of pride. So one is, of course, we have been ranked as the #1 HBCU. In addition, we are the #1 producer of Black women who complete PhDs in STEM. So we do pride ourselves on a culture of inquiry. Last but not least, we are #4 in top performers on social mobility. And so that speaks to how many of our Pell eligible students go into career paths and salaries that can significantly change their family's socioeconomic status. So academics at Spelman, as I mentioned, we are a liberal arts institution. And so we do encourage students to have a very well-rounded and holistic educational experience. We offer 34 majors and minors and many more avenues of study through the ARCH program, as well as the AUC cross-registration process. In terms of our top five majors this year included biology, economics, English, psychology, and political science. And then pictured in front of you is just a few of our special programs, including our health careers program, our early assurance medical school partnerships with Vanderbilt University, for example, the University of Michigan, just to name a few. We also have a dual degree engineering program, as well as a dual degree nursing program. And then, of course, our well-recognized honors program at Spelman. A little more information about the student experience and what it's like to be a student at Spelman. We are a very vibrant and active campus community. We are home to over 85 student organizations, ranging from personal interests to academic interests, as well as religious affiliations. In addition, we are a residential campus. So we have 11 residence halls on campus within the gates of Spelman. We also have a number of events and traditions as well. And then last but not least, our health and wellness center. So we do have a state-of-the-art wellness center on campus designed to assist students with prioritizing their physical well-being during their time at Spelman. So you can take part in swim classes, you can take part in nutrition classes within our full chef's kitchen. You can run around the track, for example, just a number of activities and events through the Wellness Center. So in terms of the admissions process, and ideally what we're looking for in prospective students, at Spelman, we take a holistic approach to the admissions review process. With that being said, we do not have a minimum GPA or minimum test scores for admissions consideration. In fact, this year we are test optional, and our average GPA of our admitted students this fall was a 3.83 weighted GPA. Here's an overview, a quick snapshot of our application deadlines. So we do have 3 application plans for new first-time applicants. And then your application to Spelman is an application for a potential scholarship. So we award about 130 of those per year. As we are wrapping up, once again, this is my contact information. I encourage you to follow us on social media to stay in the know about events and upcoming deadlines. Thank you, and I look forward to answering any questions you have.
Awesome, thank you. The next representative is from Jacksonville State University.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited that y'all are joining us tonight. So I want to start with a quick story. So several years ago, I went online to learn more information about Jacksonville State. And one of the first things that I saw is what you're seeing on the screen right now. That was something referring to JSU as the friendliest campus in the South. And to be completely honest with you, my first thought was there is no way somebody's actually going around and ranking campuses for who is the friendliest. And so fast forward about a month, and I went to visit Jacksonville State. And I was actually going to meet with somebody in the Office of Admissions. It was my first time ever on campus. So I got there a little bit early, decided to walk around for a few minutes. It was a really nice summer day. And so being that it was summer, there weren't a lot of students on campus. So I walked around for 15, 20 minutes or so. During that time, I passed about 5 people on the sidewalk. All 5 of them smiled and said, "Hey, how are you?" 3 of those 5 stopped, probably realizing that I had absolutely no idea where I was going, and said, "Hey, can I help you find something?" Come to find out, there is not a person who ranks friendliest campus in the South. I think for us, it's more of a motto, something that people strive to live by. But those 5 encounters, and then many more throughout that day, they taught me several different things. One is that you should visit campus. I hope you would have a similar experience as my first time visiting. 2 is that people on campus, they really care about me as a person. They had no idea what my destination was, but ultimately that was not important to them at all. What was important was that they were there to support me in that journey to wherever I was going. Also, my name is Brett Underwood. I'm the coordinator of I-State recruitment. I do want to take a couple minutes and give some general information about Jacksonville State. As you can see, we're located in Northeast Alabama, which is about 2 hours from Atlanta, 1 hour from Rome. One of the most important things to know is that the majority of our students are involved in something outside of their major. Of course, we hope that you leave campus with a degree. That is one of the ultimate goals of going to college. But we also want you to have other experiences, and we want to help provide opportunities for that, for you to pursue other interests, whether that's through our clubs or organizations, or just kind of those pop-up experiences which happen around campus. We want to help facilitate those opportunities. Going along with the same idea of just being more than a student in the classroom, that also applies in the way that we hope to support you. One way that we hope to support you is through community, really a family. And you can see that in a physical location like Jacksonville, but that also extends much further than just the city of Jacksonville to our region, to the rest of our country, and countries far around the world. That's largely speaking to the alumni network that you see listed. But in addition to the family itself and more the physical location, we also want you to feel okay as an individual, to be confident that if you're struggling with anything, whether it's something that you view as big or small, it's inside or outside the classroom, we want you to know that there's resources on campus to help, and genuinely there are people who want to help as well. That kind of concept of people who want to help is seen in a lot of different ways around campus, and ultimately, it is true that students' concerns are listened to and valued. Some examples of this is our optional test blind policy. In the very early stages of COVID, we had quite a few high school students reach out with concerns about the availability of standardized tests. And for us, immediately, we started having those discussions about what a test optional policy would look like at JSU. And then ultimately, we went to that, not just for last year, but for future years as well. And so I'm appreciative to those students and voicing their concerns. And I'm thankful that JSU listens to those also. Another example is in how we structure our cost. And so we're an out-of-state school for you Georgia students. And so oftentimes with that does come an out-of-state tuition. Our policy on that is if you get a scholarship of any kind from JSU, you automatically get in-state tuition as well. And so that can be an academic scholarship just based on your GPA or your GPA and test scores. We will look at you for scholarships just based on your GPA also. Or if it's a competitive scholarship that's based on your involvement in your high school and your community, or if you get a competitive scholarship or a talent-based scholarship like our awesome marching band, the Marching Southerners, or some other area of the arts, any scholarship, and you'll be starting the in-state tuition price. That also stemmed from students. They basically voiced to us, hey, I feel like JSU is the right fit for me. I feel like it's where I want to go, but I just financially can't do it. And so our ultimate goal is to make sure that if JSU does feel like the right place, that finances isn't the reason you have to choose something different. I will say when you're looking at these costs and you see different costs on things, know that that's just a starting point. Scholarships and financial aid will come and we'll subtract off from that. So don't let big numbers scare you away when you're looking at colleges, whether it says 18, 6,000, 70,000, ask questions and get to know more if you feel like the college is right for you. I mentioned earlier on that people on campus that I met, they didn't know what my destination was, and they were just willing to support me in that journey, no matter where I was going. And so I want you to know that I'm that person for you. And I think I speak for my coworker and friend Taylor in that as well. She also works with students in Georgia, and she wants to be that person as well. And so know that you matter to us. And while we don't know what your destination is right now, we hope to talk to you more and get to know that information, figure out how we can play some small role in your journey and helping you move on to do the great things that you're going to do in your life. And so with that said, I appreciate you all for joining again, and I hope you all have a great evening.
Great, thank you. So much great information. Just a friendly reminder that if you have any questions at all, to feel free to submit those questions using our Q&A button towards the bottom of your screen. Any questions at all, our representatives are here and available to answer your questions. The next representative is from Illinois Wesleyan University.
Hi, Catherine. Thank you so much. Great to be here tonight. My name is Greg King. I'm the Dean of Admissions at Illinois Wesleyan University in Bloomington, Illinois, 2 hours south of Chicago. As you can see, we've been doing this for a while, since 1850. Our enrollment is just over 1,600, so that puts our average class size at 17. Just an amazing one-on-one experience in so many of our classes because of our faculty that truly love engaging with our students. We are undergraduate only, so all of our resources and all of our efforts are poured into your 4-year undergraduate experience. over 80 different fields of study at Illinois Wesleyan, and they're divided into these 3 schools and colleges. We've got so many great things to talk about. It's hard to fit into a conversation tonight, but years and years of 90 to 95% med school placement for our pre-med grads, 17 consecutive years of 100% placement for our nurses. Just some fantastic outcomes that we would love to share with you after the call tonight. We divide our semesters into 4 classes each semester. All of our degree programs are 32 classes, so just picture 4 8s, and you are right on schedule. We also have a May term experience, which could be on campus, it could be abroad. 50% of our students will study abroad at some point in their time on campus, Illinois Wesleyan. 90% of our first year students return for their second year. That's retention. You want to definitely pay attention to retention rates as you compare all of the great options that you're going to have. When you become a Titan, you become a part of an amazing network, alumni in all 50 states and all over the world. In our student body now, we have students from 40 different states and 32 different countries. And it's awesome to see the alumni network really take care of our students. And it could be that first internship. It could be the first step in your career that happens because of an alumni connection. This past year, 95% of our graduates were either in their career or in grad school at 6 months after graduation. Just a fantastic effort by all of our students and faculty and staff. Loved hearing how Brett talked about engagement. You definitely want to find an opportunity to engage. Over 120 different student organizations on campus, no matter where your interests might be. And Illinois Wesleyan students are heavily engaged. And that's a big part of creating outcomes. You know, finding those opportunities to lead really make a big difference for our students. Diversity and inclusion is deeply important to us. You will have an opportunity to listen. You will have an opportunity to speak and be heard. And we love creating a platform for everyone to have a voice at Illinois Wesleyan. Number 1 in the state of Illinois, number 7 in the nation for career placement for each of the past 2 years. Just fantastic outcomes for our students. And even though we're only undergraduate, you actually will have opportunities to engage in grad level research here at Illinois Wesleyan. That's very important to us. We're NCAA Division III for athletics. That's our golf team celebrating a national championship. Over 140 academic All-Americans all time, puts us in the top 25 across all NCAA Divisions 1, 2, and 3. We're 2 hours south of Chicago, 2.5 hours northeast of St. Louis, and we do have that direct connection from Atlanta, Hartsfield, Jackson Airport. So not too far for you guys in Georgia. Bloomington Normal is a town of 130,000, very vibrant community. A fantastic place to spend your 4 years. More restaurants per capita than any other city in the Midwest. Fantastic place to be. Our application is open for you seniors. You'll see the first deadline there, November 15 for early action. And we do have a test optional admissions process. So instead of the test, you can opt for an interview with a required essay. And all of our scholarships are available for both paths. You can see the academic scholarship range there in front of you. For you seniors, I hope you're working on the FAFSA right now, and we will be happy to help you on that FAFSA if you need it. And this is our commitment. We're a focused academic community devoted to sparking the curiosity within every learner so that students can discover, refine, and live out their passions. Thank you so much for letting me share with you guys tonight. Great to join you for sure.
Great, thank you. We really appreciate it. The next representative is from the University of California, Davis.
Thank you so much. So my name is Sarah, and I'm an admissions advisor from UC Davis. And I do normally love to come and visit Georgia, and I am one of the advisors that will read applications. And our application season is open right now. You can start working on the UC application and submit those in November. And just know that I will be one of those that will be reviewing if you apply to UC Davis. So just a little bit about where we're located and our system. So part of UC Davis, it is a system of 9 universities. And so there are universities all up and down the coast of California. We are the furthest most north UC. So University of California, Davis, we are located right next to the state capital of California, which is Sacramento. There's also an international airport that's about 15 minutes away. And then we're also right next to the Bay Area. So it takes about an hour and a half to get to the coast. In about 45 minutes to get to the wine country, Napa and Sonoma. And we're right next to Silicon Valley, which is the tech mecca, of course, you've probably heard of, but a lot of great opportunities. And Northern California is very adventurous. There's a lot to do as far as hiking and whether you want to go skiing in the mountains or go to the beach, go to the desert, go to one of the national parks, we have a lot near us. A little bit of what puts us on the map and what makes us a little bit different from our sister schools or other campuses is we are ranked first in the nation for agriculture, for veterinary science, and then also for campus sustainability. We do have a huge environmental focus at our campus, and we're actually the largest UC as far as size-wise goes, and we're the 3rd largest as far as the population of students. We are ranked 5th public university in the whole entire nation. And this is mainly due to the resources that we provide to our students. So one great thing that also sets us apart from our other sister campuses are that UC Davis is a true college town. So the town of Davis itself has about 68,000 people. And so half of those are actually students, like college students that attend UC Davis. So we are a true college town. We are a nice little bubble. And then on either side of us, we have big cities in the Bay Area and or at the Capitol. And it's really nice. The campus will back right into downtown. So we have a huge bike culture on campus too. You will find people all over campus. We have over 22,000 bikes on campus at any given day. We have a ton of diverse restaurants, farmers markets, any food you can think of. We probably have it: sushi, Thai food, Indian pizza, burgers, crepes, boba, you name it, and we probably have it. Our population at Davis is very diverse as well. We do get applications from all over the world. But our downtown Davis, it's very safe, very clean, and walkable to all of your classes and residence halls. We do have a big rec center. We call it the ARC. We have everything from wall indoor track, basketball, multiple pools, volleyball, racquetball, badminton, weightlifting, exercise areas. There's a lot going on. Our students are very active. It's one of the largest ones in the nation. And we also are a Division I-A athletics school. We have 25 athletic teams as well as clubs. And some of our newer ones are, we have a women's equestrian team. And we also have classes where you can learn how to ride a horse as well. And we also have a women's volleyball team. So those are our 2 new added sports teams that we have. But we do have a ton of club sports too, and intramural sports like inner tube, water polo, a lot of ways to be active if that's something that you wanted to do. But there's a lot going on outside of activities as well. And we are a research institution. So we have undergrads participating in research as early as their first term on campus. We have a really great study abroad program, over 10,000 different internship and career opportunities that are housed through our ICC, or the Internship and Career Center. And then we have over 800 different clubs and organizations. I know these numbers seem really big, but we're a really big university in a small college town feel. We have a great number of majors and minors you can choose from too. We have over 100 different majors, and they all live within 4 different colleges. We have a College of Engineering, Biological Sciences, Letters and Sciences, and then Agriculture and Environmental Sciences. And then just a little bit about the makeup of our freshman class. We generally admit at about a 3.72 to 4.0. This is an unweighted GPA, so not factoring any honors or AP or college courses. We have a admit rate about 49%. We're also a test-free campus. So when you are applying, we won't take any SAT or ACT, and we also don't accept letters of recommendation. Our minimum GPA for non-California residents is a 3.4 or higher, but generally our applicants do tend to average slightly higher than that. We do have a ton of workshops as well. And just so you know, there is one application for all 9 UC campuses. So it's a really great, we have a lot of great opportunities if you want to learn more and kind of get help. We have personal insight questions in lieu of you submitting any kind of letters of recommendation. A little bit about our timeline. The application is open now. You can submit in November and we notify students in mid-March. We have a ton of more information. So if you want more information, you can feel free to scan that code. I'm going to go ahead and put in the chat my email address that you can email me with a couple other links. So just feel free, if you have any questions, just go ahead and submit it in the Q&A section. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Before we hear from our next 2 representatives, just another friendly reminder that if you have any questions at all, to feel free to submit those using the Q&A button. Any questions at all about the college application process or any questions for any of our schools represented here tonight, we encourage you to include the school name. The next representative is from Western Carolina University.
All right, thank you so much, everyone. My name is Susie Swartz. I am the Senior Assistant Director of Freshman Admission at Western Carolina University. We are located in beautiful Cullowhee, North Carolina, about an hour west of Asheville and about 3 hours north of Atlanta. And we are right where the Blue Ridge and Smoky Mountains meet. And we are in a rural location if you're looking for that small town college experience in the mountains. We are a medium-sized institution, and we are the westernmost University of North Carolina system school. So we are a 4-year public university, and about 4,500 of our students live right on our campus that you see there on the screen there. You can walk that in about 15 minutes. And the nice thing about being a medium-sized school is you might see a bunch of people you know along the way and a bunch of people who are new faces. So it's a great way to, get to know people really well and always be meeting people at the same time. We have students from 43 states, and our average unweighted high school GPA is a 3.4, and I'll talk a little bit more about the admissions process a little bit later. Just a few quick facts about us. As far as studying on campus, we offer 120 different majors across 6 different colleges. Those colleges are the College of Health and Human Sciences, the College of Education, the College of Business, the College of Fine and Performing Arts, the College of Engineering, and the College of Arts and Sciences. So we have a whole range of programs, whether you're interested in teaching, whether you're interested in nursing, business. We have some great programs like criminal justice and forensic science that are really, really popular. And then we have some wonderful programs in the arts. We have graphic design, interior design, and studio art, and some wonderful music programs and theater programs as well. Our 17-to-1 student to faculty ratio and our small class size is something that we're really proud of for an institution of our size. You're going to have most of your classes with 30 or fewer students, and it's rare that you're going to see a class that is maybe 50 or more students. You may have a few introductory classes that are about that size, but for the most part, your classes will get smaller as you further specialize in your major. And the main thing that our programs all have in common is the emphasis on hands-on learning. You're not just going to be in a classroom taking notes, you are going to be out doing an internship, which is a requirement for certain majors. You'll do research like an independent study or a capstone project, which is required for some other majors as well. And faculty really, really try to emphasize that in our programs. As far as the fun stuff, living on campus, we have 170 plus different clubs and organizations, and there is something for everyone. And we have some wonderful ways for you to get involved as a first-year student. We know that there's a ton of different things to choose from, and you may be looking for certain things in particular. So we have a great information fair called Valley Ballyhoo at the start of every academic year, and that's where you can learn more about the different clubs and organizations that we offer. One of those main things is being a top outdoor adventure college. We have been voted that by Blue Ridge Outdoors magazine for several years now, and we offer anything and everything having to do with the outdoors, taking full advantage of our location in the mountains. So canoeing, kayaking, doing rock climbing 101 on a weekend, or going skiing nearby. We have a whole trail system on campus if you like hiking. So you name it as far as outdoor activities in the mountains. We have 12 residence halls, and we're actually in the process of building 3 more, one of which will be open in fall 2022 for those of you who are seniors this year. So it's an exciting time. You are required to live on campus as a first-year student, and we have 2 dining halls on campus as well, with a bunch of different dine-in and to-go chains. We have places like Chick-fil-A and Moe's and Chili's and Which Wich, Panda Express. So lots of great options. There is something for everyone. Just want to talk briefly about our application process and timeline for 2022. You really just need to, if you are a senior this year, you need to submit 2 things for us to review your application. Your application online, either on our website or through the Common App, which we just joined this year, and an unofficial copy of your high school transcript, or you can send it through your high school after applying. You don't need to submit essays, resumes, and letters of recommendation, but you are welcome to submit anything that you think will help us learn more about you. SAT and ACT scores and the application fee are waived for 2022. You don't need to submit test scores to be reviewed, but if you do have them, we ask and encourage you to submit them, because they can be used as an additional academic factor if we decide we want some more information. So they can only help you. They will not hurt you in the 2022 application cycle. So go ahead and submit those scores if you have them, but if you haven't taken the test, don't worry about it. You'll see our deadlines there on the bottom. And the most important one I want to point out, actually 2 really important ones, early action, November 1st, and that scholarship application deadline, which is also the same as our final application deadline, which is February 1st. And you have to have an application for admission on file in order to access that scholarship application. If you would like to learn a little bit more about us, I strongly encourage you to visit our website and go to visit.wcu.edu. That's our contact information and social media information at the top there. We are open for campus tours Monday through Friday. We offer 15 tours a week, and we would love to see you here in Cullowhee. You do have to register in advance online. Due to COVID restrictions, we are putting a cap on the number of people per tour. So we are asking that you register in advance. And we have open house events coming up at the end of October and November. Thank you all.
Awesome, thank you. Our last representative, but certainly not least, is from the University of Mississippi.
Everyone, my name is Kelly Slater, and I am the Regional Admissions Counselor for the University of Mississippi, affectionately known as Ole Miss, and I cover the state of Georgia. And so I'm your point of contact for any Georgia people for all things Ole Miss, the application and admissions process. Okay. So a little bit about us. We were founded in 1848 as the flagship university of the state of Mississippi. We have an enrollment of around 20,000 students on campus, making us the 2nd smallest SEC school. We have around a 16-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Our Carnegie R1 Research University with the state's only medical center in Jackson. And we've received many awards, like being named one of the most beautiful and safest campuses, as well as several nationally ranked programs, from our business to accounting, to education, pharmacy, and so on. So we're located about 5 hours west of Atlanta in a small college town called Oxford, Mississippi. It's been called a culture mecca of the South, and it's been named a top college town. And we actually were recently named by ESPN as one of America's best college towns, which we were very excited about. We have a number of different festivals throughout the year that attract people from around the country, like our Oxford Film Festival, our Double Decker Bus Arts Festival in the spring. We have a number of award-winning restaurants and local boutiques and thriving nightlife in our historic downtown square. And we're about an hour and a half below Memphis, Tennessee, and close to several other natural areas like Sardis Lake or the Holly Springs National Forest. So academically, we have over 120 different areas of study. So lots of different options, regardless of what you're thinking about going into. And with that, we also offer numerous other minors, specializations, emphasis areas. So there really is a lot of opportunity to customize your plan of study and for us to really try to figure out what is your long-term goal? What do you want to get out of your degree? And kind of how can we help you make the most of that at Ole Miss? We have several different academic units from our College of Liberal Arts to Applied Sciences to Business Accounting. And we can always talk more one-on-one if you want to know more about a specific program, or I'm happy to connect you with that department itself, because they would be able to talk with you and give you more information about that. In addition to our normal academic programs, we also have a number of special programs. Now, these add an extra layer onto your academic experience at Ole Miss and do require an additional application in addition to the application for general admission. Honors College is a big one. We have a nationally ranked honors college with a senior year thesis and research project requirement that is definitely a perk and definitely something good if you're thinking about going to graduate school. We also have a number of other special programs for things like international studies, political science and public policy leadership, manufacturing for the engineering side, intelligence if you ever thought about CIA or FBI, teaching, and early entry pharmacy program. So student life-wise, we have a very active and very social campus with lots of different opportunities to get involved and to find your place on campus, regardless of what your interests may be. To help with that, we have over 400 different student organizations, including about 30 Greek life groups. About 40% of our student body is involved in fraternities and sororities. So if that's something that you're interested in, there's definitely many opportunities for that on campus. But there's also many chances for you to find your fit community, even if that's not something you're interested in. We have not one, but 2 campus recreation facilities for fitness and for that physical well-being and mental health well-being. And then we have a number of traditions that are unique to Ole Miss that are really designed to help make the most of your time at college with inside and outside the classroom. In the top picture here is our annual spring concert that we've had. And while I was at Ole Miss, I got to see through this concert in the fall one, some different artists such as Wiz Khalifa, Fantasia, Brad Paisley, American authors. And so that's definitely a perk at Ole Miss and something that we always enjoyed getting to see and attend for free as a student. Athletics-wise, we are an NCAA SEC Division I school with 16 different men and women's athletics teams, and all sporting events, with the exception of football, are free for students to attend with their student ID. We have a number of different athletic traditions, including the Grove, which is pictured above. So a lot of schools say that they do tailgating. We say that we do tailgating to the next level. The Grove is something that's really unique and really just a great experience. Yeah, one thing that we're very proud of and that we always look forward to every game, every football season. So financial aid, we do have a number of scholarships that are, some of which are competitive. So you find an application with an essay and letters of recommendation to apply for, and some that are merit-based. So looking at test scores and GPA. Timeline for us for this year is our application is open for admission, open on July 1st, and we're on a rolling basis. So once you apply, you'll get a decision within 2 to 3 weeks. You can apply through the Ole Miss institutional application or the Common App. And something I really want to mention as I'm wrapping up is that we do have a free application weekend this weekend. So if you apply between this Friday and Sunday, you can use this code FREEAPP21 and have that $60 application fee waived. And that's kind of my general overview. You're always welcome to reach out to me if you have questions or want to talk more one-on-one. But thank you all for your time.
Awesome, thank you. Again, all great information shared from all our representatives, so we appreciate their time. We do have some time left, so at this point, we're now going to pivot into our Q&A portion of this session. I invite all our representatives to go ahead at this point, to go ahead and turn on their cameras, to get ready to unmute themselves for our first question here, which is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? What advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we'll go ahead and get started in the same order in which you all presented in.
So I will begin, just lots of advice, but my first piece of advice is to, number one, remember your why and center your search around yourself. So ultimately continue to revisit that list of must-haves in your ideal college experience, and ultimately remember your why. And that should help you as you navigate the college search process.
Yeah, that's great advice. And I would say that use us, use the people, and there's somebody like us at every single college that is there to help you through the process. And every college does things slightly differently. It has slightly different wording for things. So use us as a resource. I know it can be stressful, but we're here to help you and make the process easier.
Great advice there. I would encourage you to don't just not limit yourself in this. Make visits, and if there's been one thing good that's come from the pandemic, we've all started a virtual visit process. So if you can't make the drive or make the flight, let's make a virtual visit to all of these great schools and totally engage in the process, and don't let sticker price scare you. Heard that once tonight. Totally engage financial aid and give us all a shot.
I'll piggyback off of that too. Such great advice, but definitely take advantage of reaching out to your colleges and apply for scholarships. So a lot of, and it's also good to have an important conversation, with your family as well. What are your expectations? What do you want to spend on college? So there really aren't any surprises, and you can, accurately plan. But there are a lot of great scholarships that you can apply to that are merit-based. Some, you can, there's just so many out there. So take advantage, and I bet every single one of these great universities, probably has a financial aid links online to really safe outside scholarships you can look at as well. But I would definitely take advantage, because there's so many students that actually don't apply to scholarships, and there's a lot that that go unused. So, once you apply to one, it's really easy to apply to the rest.
Really wonderful advice that you've all given. And I'll just add, this is, we know there's a ton of information that you're going to be getting. So, when you are receiving emails from us, and we will definitely send you emails when you are, making lists, checklists, and checking application process, and all the deadlines and everything you need to know. Just remember to pay attention, in addition to all those important details, pay attention to where are you gonna feel most at home. This is going to be a place where you're going to be living in many cases for 4 years. So you want to find a place where you feel comfortable, where you feel is a good fit. So colleges can have, you're looking for things like programs and size of the school, location, but also, how do you feel when you're on campus or when you're talking to people virtually from that school? Keep all that in mind too when you're doing the college search.
Yeah, and great advice from all my colleagues that they already gave. I would just emphasize as well that visiting campus is really, to me, one of the most important and one of the most exciting parts of your college search process. Because you might have heard different things about all of our universities, from friends, from family, from media, but until you actually set foot on campus or see it a little bit better virtually, it's hard to know if it's really your fit and to really know what the community is actually like. So really, I encourage you to experience for yourself and let our campuses speak for themselves, and come see us in person if you're considering us.
Awesome. I echo the same sentiments. All great advice being shared, and it's nothing more helpful to hear it from those who work at the respective institutions. So thank you for the tips. And again, we've heard some great information, so we definitely will take that and allow it to help us in this part, allow everyone as they're going through this college search process and college application process. So again, thank you. We have now reached the conclusion of this session, and we appreciate you all for joining us. As we close, there'll be a very quick 5-question survey that will appear on your browser. If you don't mind taking a moment to fill that out for us, your feedback is extremely helpful. And lastly, this session is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/pro. Thank you all and have a great night.